Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I hope that you're doing well, having a fantastic day out there, a beautiful evening if you're like myself and you're finding yourself a little bit late into the night. And that's why I've chosen this particular time to listen to this particular artist. I am excited to listen to a little bit more from Arvo Pärt. Hopefully I said it correctly. Before doing this. Oh yeah, no, come up here. Before doing this, I've been looking at videos trying to get pronunciations right, and I probably still messed it up. But you can't say that I'm not trying. I even pulled up an acceptance speech from his son. I was watching this video. That's right, trying to get pronunciations, because even she mentioned the specific technique that he's known for. She says it in here, the tintinabuli, or I know I said it wrong.
Courageously
She said
beautiful.
it. She says it so good.
Mikael Pärt,
It's before
please
that.
come up on stage.
It's like around here.
Tintinabuli.
Tintinabule. Listen, I try. I genuinely do try. And I do this actually a lot. If I don't know a name, sometimes I'll try and find it out and I'll sneak in there. Anyways, crumple up that, throw it away. Today we're listening to the track, the piece, Fratres. I did not look that up, which I see means brothers in Latin, a musical work by Mr. Pärt. We're going to listen to this as performed on the album, or the piece, the double concerto, Pas de Deux, composed by James Horner, commissioned by Marie Samuelson. Got a lot of people involved in here. Also, the Royal Liverpool Philharmonic Orchestra, I believe conducted by Clark Rundle. I was trying to gather all this information up, but I got stuck on watching videos trying to learn pronunciations and such. Okay, we're listening to this because this was suggested and sponsored by Paul. So Paul, thank you so much for the request. I appreciate that and the support as well. I'm excited to dive into this one. I think that last time we had listened to Mr. Arvo Pärt, I think that I also saved it for kind of nighttime. And I'm doing the same thing again here. This is the last thing that I'm recording for the night, and I'm hoping that it will fit in with the mood. I believe, even if it doesn't, it'd be a good listen. So let's go ahead and dive in. We'll discuss it a little bit after. Here we go. Thanks. Very interesting sound on the violin. I like that rhythm that's in there. adding it to my playlist real quick. Okay. You know how like you guys are watching me, you're watching a reaction video, haha, guy makes silly faces while the music plays, and I don't watch reaction channels because it's not my thing, so I don't know what people out there are doing because I don't pay attention. It's just not my thing. I sit here in my corner. I sit here in my slice of the internet of YouTube and just listen to music. And I've said it many times before, but exploring music and different genres is something I was doing all my life anyway. So when I heard of reaction videos, I figured why not do it on camera? And I've been fortunate enough to have success in a YouTube kind of way, and it's been great. But at the core of it all, I'm still just listening to music because I just want to listen to it. And of course, you guys send a request and buy requests and stuff like that too. But at the end of the day, I'm still just looking for music to listen to. And in the past few months, we've hit a lot of Renaissance music, choral music, more classical or classical adjacent music as well, which has been very eye-opening even in modern times. What I'm getting to is that I've never cried. I haven't cried probably since I was, I don't know, a teenager. And even that was barely a cry. Not that I obviously lack emotions. It's just crying's never happened. Even through, family members, very close family members passing away in the past few years. Just crying. I've just never cried. Um, and I can think off of the top of my head two songs that have nearly made me cry. And for some reason, this is a third one. I don't know what it is, but when I was listening to it, there was something that made my eyes heavy. And I don't mean heavy with tiredness or sleepiness because I'm listening to this at night or anything like that, or I'm tired. I mean, there was just something emotionally stirring about it. And I almost, we're going to, because it's, I want to do it. But I almost don't even want to dissect it completely. Not because I think that's going to diminish the beauty, but because we have something so beautiful in front of us that we just listen to and experience that I don't want to, why take it apart? Just experience it and feel it. We're going to take it apart a little bit. Is there an album from Mr. Pärt? Pärt. I heard it was almost like saying parrot without the O. Parrot. Almost like Neil Peart. Is there an album or something from him that we should check out? Because we are 2 for 2 in hearing his music, and I'm thoroughly interested in his music. I'm just really looking really quick on RYM. I mean, I suppose I could do this more on my own at some point. This is where I always used to like find stuff. So I was just curious. Maybe I'll look into that a little bit later. The piece begins with some intense and yet subtle playing from violin. Just really interesting how it comes in, because when it began, I thought in my head, oh, we're going to have a very actionable piece. We're going to have something not as meditative or mystifying as what I had previously heard. But that was quickly assuaged. The action in the beginning with the violin, there's something about it and the way that it plays that it's not just playing fast or speed, but there's a certain movement on the violin, and I can't quite tell you what that is, but it sounds very unique. It almost has a Philip Glass quality in its repetition as it changes here. And it's a small thing, perhaps, or maybe it's not, but it seems very impressive, just that way of playing. And then it's not long before an ambience begins to settle in, and we move away from that energy and that actionable sound, and we move into something much more ambient and scenic and environmental in its place. And I love how we have a little bit of a drone beneath it all. I like how there's that percussion that comes in almost at unexpected places and almost has a woodblock sound as well with it. There's a strumming, I would assume, of the violin and of the strings there that almost sounds like a koto of Japanese culture, but not. And there's just a lot of like beautiful ambience in this piece. This and with the name Brothers, I feel like we'll read about it, but I feel like perhaps it's named Brothers for the closeness, the fondness of family members and of brothers, but also sometimes the inherent conflict between siblings, or perhaps like I don't know. I think there's something about it though, and I love how when the violin comes back in, it plays these sweeping, beautiful melodies above that ambience. But it'll come back to the actionable section. I'm trying to find that percussion sound. I don't think I can find it so quickly. But always happening in this kind of looming darkness there. This is a mystifying, beautiful piece. I am very, 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 very interested in and impressed by this. Can I tell you something really stupid? I'm gonna bring it back up here real quick. This is gonna sound stupid to you. While at one point when I was listening to the music, if you ever notice my microphone, I'll turn up the light so you can probably see it better. It changes color as like it just changes color and it's very psychedelic. You know, it's like a little lava lamp in front of me. At one point while I was listening to the piece, I think I said song, I was started looking at the colors and it changing, and I don't know, it just kind of hit in a certain way. I don't know if I can bring how close I can bring it. I'm gonna play the music again. I don't know, there was something. I don't know, there was just something about the way the music was playing and the lights were hitting. I should turn this light back on. That kind of, I think that this was just out of this world. This is really cool. I have a few tabs open. I have the album from which we listened to this from, and down here, of course, it shows that this disc also features rendition of this particular piece we listened to. This is the album itself as well. I always try to pull up as much information as I can. And then here, regarding the actual work. Composed in 77, it is written for 3 parts without fixed instrumentation and has been described as a mesmerizing set of variations on a 6-bar theme, combining frantic activity and sublime stillness. Stillness is a fantastic way to describe that quieter moment in here. Structurally, it consists of a set of 9 chord sequences separated by a recurring percussion motif, which I love when that comes in. The chord sequences themselves follow a pattern and were generated by means of a simple formula. Driven by 3 main voices, the low and high voices are each restricted. You got some notes and scales and such. The entire piece is accompanied by drones, which are primarily heard in the percussion refuge motif. So, although often performed by violin and piano, versions for larger ensembles such as string quartet and a chamber orchestra are also common. Performance by early music specialists have also been endorsed. So, when it says here it's written for 3 parts without fixed instrumentation, that means you can cover this basically with any sort of instrumentation that you would like. Hence, of course, all the different versions here. Band of metal instruments in 2004, saxophone quartet in 2010, 4 percussionists in 2006. And I guess it's also been featured in some popular films and perhaps other parts of culture here. A Knight's Tale? This was in A Knight's Tale? Huh, I can't picture it, to be honest. There Will Be Blood? I only saw that movie once a long time ago. I'm kind of curious where this track was featured in A Knight's Tale. Let me see if I can perhaps find it. Now my P's are all messed up. Let's see if we can find that really quick. Let's see. And Fratres. Let's see if that'll come up here. I'm not 100% sure because nothing came up that like tells me like this is where it was used. So I'm not quite sure where it was used in there. Interesting though. Yeah, stellar. Out of this world. Did anyone else recommend this particular track? I'm looking. I'm gonna find some of you. I'm gonna see if I can find anyone. Anyone else recommend this? T Ken T Kenga the Grateful. You mentioned this piece, not necessarily by Mr. Pärt, but you mentioned this piece. Paul, you mentioned this 6 years ago. I don't know if it's the same Paul, but a Paul did mention it. This was brilliant. Out of this world. Love that. And that is on my playlist. You guys let me know what you thought in the comments down below. I hope that you enjoyed it, even a fraction as much as I did. Paul, thank you so much for the request once again. Really fantastic one. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. As always, I appreciate you being here. I will see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.